Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking. It means a lot that you guys keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. And I really want to touch on in this video who I think can win the game right now. Obviously, it's wide open, it's the merge, but I feel like there are a few select people who I feel like are, kind of above everybody else as far as if they can win. Now, obviously, to be considered for this list, you have to be in a good spot and not like next up. And two, you have to be able to win a jury vote, specifically against players that are feasibly also going to get to the end. So those are my two criteria. Let's get into it. Okay, first up, High. I think people have been knocking High, and rightfully so, because he does vote out his main ally here in Lydia, while saying throughout the whole episode that he's super duper loyal to her and that he's playing, his whole game, and that he'd go to rocks and put his game on the line. And he says that to like other people as well, and he walks into that combo on the beach saying that he's with Lydia, and then he votes out his ally, which not only hurts his game but hurts his image in the game, as can you trust High, because he just backstabbed his own ally. But I think overall I have to give him props. He creates that entire alliance that is now, I wouldn't say running the game, because obviously in this new era, no alliance is going to run the game, and that's honestly for the best. But I will say the game is running through this alliance. So when there's a vote out, it's either that the alliance stuck together, or someone from the alliance was blindsided. It's always flipping on the alliance or staying with the alliance, but it's always the alliance that is the center of the game. And I feel like, to me, I have to credit High for the creation of that alliance. I mean, he asked John if he is really tight with Lindsay and Omar, asked Drea if she's very tight with Romeo, and then says that he can pull in Mike and Lydia, and basically creates the majority and power alliance in about 5 seconds. Very big and good play by him. I will say it does put a target on his back, but to this point, it doesn't seem to be affecting his game that much. So I definitely think it's right to give him credit here, as much as he may have messed up in voting out his main ally in Lydia. The next person that I have to talk about is Mike. I mean, Mike has made allies with literally every single person at this merge. I mean, he's talked to Marianne, he's talked to High, he's talked to Jonathan, he's talked to the Alliance of 8. He's in the Alliance of 8. I mean, he has talked to every single person. Tori. I mean, the list goes on, and it shows that he's very socially connected within the game. I think his only bad thing is that he does have the idol, and people are probably going to figure that out eventually. Most of the people at the merge do know, but apparently they haven't gone after him yet, and I feel like he'll be the last person with a beware advantage to get targeted, because Marianne will probably go out soon, and I also think that Drea will probably get at least a blindside attempt coming at her soon. I feel like Mike can kind of stay under the radar and kind of get close to the end. I don't know if he can get to the end, but definitely close to the end. I definitely think Mike deserves a mention here on this list. I don't think that he necessarily has the greatest shot at the end, because people of his demographic don't really win Survivor as often as people from that like 30-40 range. Again, he is kind of old, and his demographic may not really match. I will say, though, that he does fit as far as being a person whose social game is on point, because in the end, social trumps strategical game any day, and I feel like we have to credit the social king at this point in Mike. The next person that I want to put on this list, I'm really unsure as to whether or not I want to. It's very risky pick, as I feel like Drea is someone who is very aggressive in her personality and in her gameplay. Also, she has all these advantages, which can go really good or really bad if she plays them correctly or incorrectly. I will say she has a lot of potential, and she's in both the 8 alliance and the sub alliance within. And on top of that, has a number one ally. Again, we see in the next time on that she may target her number one ally, but so did High. So I don't know. To me, she's in all these alliances. She's in with Mike, who is the other person with the idol. She has social capital, but she's so aggressive, and she's being edited in sort of like a villainous way. It's so hard to call her like a winner pick. She's not the best winner pick, but I do think that it's worth picking her just because she is in such a good spot strategically. Socially, physically, I think she could win a few challenges, and so I think you have to give her credit. And on top of that, she is like a ringleader in the game right now, so if she got to the end, I could see her beating anybody. My worry is that she may not get to the end and have that opportunity to beat somebody at the end. I think she's probably going to fire, even if she gets to 4. And from there, she's going to have to beat someone like a Romeo or like a Jonathan in fire at the end. But we'll see. And last but not least, the talk of the town in the Survivor Online community the past week definitely has been Omar, and that is who takes the last spot. I think Omar's edit was so fantastic last episode. I mean, it was just marvelous. I mean, literally, he gets portrayed both, strategically well, socially well, and not really physically well, but that's okay. And on top of that, he gets portrayed, positively, not as a villain, but as someone who could be getting a winner's edit. My 2 biggest issues with Omar are, 1, the fact that his pre-merge edit was not non-existent, but just not necessarily one of the biggest. I mean, he has more confessionals than Jonathan, but I feel like those confessionals felt more empty, if anything else. And 2, the fact that his edit is almost too perfect. Like, it feels like someone who plays a great episode and then just falls apart in the episodes to come. But on the flip side, he was portrayed very, very positively in this episode and also in past episodes. When Marianne and Jonathan were fighting, he had the good idea to say, hey, the other tribes will flip us and break us apart if we don't unite and get over these little small fights, because it could really hurt all of our games. He seems to be the voice of reason in just about every episode that we see him. I think the two biggest issues are that we haven't seen him much, and 2, that all of a sudden he's this perfect being who can do no wrong, and I feel like that's almost too good to be true. I will say, though, that there is something to be said for how he plays this little last 5 minutes of the episode before they go to tribal, basically saving both of his allies in one foul swoop. Very, very impressive stuff, and that's why he ends up as one of the picks for my winner. But what do you think? If you had to put your life on one winner pick, what would it be? On top of that, if you had to put your life on somebody who will not win the game 100%, who is that person as well? Join our Discord server in the description. We have tons of fun over there. You can talk Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race, all of that good stuff. And again, none of this happens without you guys. Without you guys, I'm just a weird guy speaking in a weird microphone. So as always, thank you. And if that's what, talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.